Try again. Okay. Anybody coming in?
Yep. Admit, admit, admit.
Is Eric in there or Laura?
Will you just help me with this, please?
Yep, just admit everybody that's coming in.
I don't see who's here yet.
Try now. I'll reply to these people. Okay, Jessica's good.
Hey, there you are.
No.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
And the
How are
password.
you?
Hey, Daphne.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, everyone.
Okay.
Hi, y'all.
There's Frank.
Hi. We're going to be starting in about 5 minutes. Just give us a little time.
Okay.
It's a little crazy.
Hey, Frank. Hello.
Hi, guys. Hi. Hello, hello.
Okay, I gotta join.
Hello, hello, hello. There's the Eldredges.
Dredges. That's funny.
Terrible.
Well, I was just thinking of Jason, the other two girls. Are like that.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Becky. Hey. Hi, everybody.
I don't know who you are, but hello.
Hello.
Laura.
Hello. How are you?
Sarah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Sarah.
Isaac. I'm going to be
Hello.
quite
We didn't. What?
Kathy.
East Camp people.
Benny.
Done enough hookup, right?
Wow.
Phyllis.
Phyllis.
Darling, how are you?
This is confusing. Hey, Jennifer.
Hello.
More of the show this way.
15 Jennifer. So how do you know we're talking about? No, I'm just kidding.
You know we're talking about the pool. What are you guys doing, Rich?
Hey, Lorraine. Hey, Bud.
Hey, wherever you are.
Ann?
You are?
Mark.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
good.
Candace,
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Settlers.
Good.
Hi, settlers.
Is it supposed to jump from person to person to person?
We're gonna
Beautiful. Yeah.
we're gonna mute everybody in a little bit when we get the show started. So.
Okay.
Yeah, the show's going to start in just a few minutes.
We have music with it?
Hello.
I wish. We tried music, but it wasn't good.
Are you serving wine with it?
Yes.
Good.
Amber. Hi, Amber.
See Kendall.
Okay, you're seeing.
Yep.
Is that the sister?
Amber, you're looking
Mom
very
and Dad
nice.
and I and
Calling.
Louder, you're looking very
This is the
nice.
playhouse.
Oh, thank you. It's the lighting.
Seeing
Rich and Kathy and Jenny.
Amber.
Daphne's there.
Shelley and
Shelley and Juventino. And
Hi, Amber.
that you don't know. Hi, how are you?
Oh, Susan. You've been sucking Susan again, ain't you?
Hey, Susie. Yep.
Hi, Susie.
Sure, we're not gonna make it. Oh, and am I floating like around my dad's head?
Oh, really well.
He's got the virtual background on, so you might.
And Hattie.
Hi, Hattie. Hi, Ruth.
Hey, son, Jesse.
It's like a spirit creature.
Enjoy. Great. Talk to you later.
Isaiah,
Bye-bye.
3015.
Hi, Sharon. Hi, Alice.
Not yet.
Turn it down.
Next screen, she's really.
Send it to her.
There she is.
Hey, Suzanne.
The cards.
Jump off the couch.
Hi, Heidi.
You feel so.
Hello, Bessie. Hello.
Let me know when you're ready, Daph.
Okay, we can start.
Wow, so on time.
Listen, three wise women.
So this is everybody when they
You're
jump.
done? Okay. I am very new to this, so bear with me. First of all, we're going to get our show started. And I just want to thank everyone so much. I'm admitting people as I speak. I want to thank everyone so much for supporting Willa. This means so much to us. We had planned on doing like a big art show. There's going to be one at the Wellfleet Library. There was going to be one here at the Academy Playhouse, and we were going to have food and music, wine and cheese, all that good stuff. But obviously that's not to be. So thank you. It means so much to us. So thanks for supporting Willa and us. I guess it's all about the art anyway. That's what matters. So I hope everyone enjoys it. It's only going to be about 30 minutes at the most. Mark's just going to spotlight some of Willa's paintings. And then afterwards, if you have any questions or comments, down at the bottom of your screen, you should see a little chat box. And you can just chat to me, or you can chat publicly. It doesn't matter, whichever way you want to do it. So, and then we're going to have Mark answer some of those questions. So if I can figure out how to do this, we're going to let Mark take it away. I just have to find him. I might need help. Okay, let me find Mark. And then I hope you guys enjoy the show, and bye.
Okay, I'm unmuted. That's good.
And now I just need to spotlight you.
There we go. Good.
Yay.
Thank you, Daphne. That went pretty well. I'd applaud for you, but I only have one hand. So, so anyway, what we're doing is Willa's art show has been hanging here for about 2 months, and since the Playhouse is closed down because of the quarantine, it's just kind of been sitting here. So I did one on Instagram Live a couple weeks ago. That went pretty well. So we figured we'd add some of her new work that she's been working on, and I'm basically just going to go from wall to wall and tell you the name of the print or the painting and kind of show you the details of it. And then after I get all the way through, we can go through again. And if everybody has questions about certain paintings, let me know and I'll spotlight those paintings. So we're now going, this is the lobby of the Playhouse. And as you come down the stairs from the play, here are the ones that are featured at the bottom. This big one here is, it's a 24 by 36. The name of it is Sophie Has Red Hair. Pretty obvious. And that one is acrylic on canvas. And so most of these are acrylic. Some are on canvas, some are on panel, some are on blocks. And then this one is called Anne. It's actually a character from King Kong that she did. So Willa's portraits are pretty interpretive. It's not always obvious who the individual is. She puts her own spin on it, and it's not necessarily realism, but we'll get to some of her realistic portraits in a little bit that she does. This one is a brand new one. I forget what the name of it is. It looks like Daphne in profile, but I think she said it was from somebody else. So this is, let me pick it up. This is one she got, Mark Delorier gives us some wood to kindle our fire with. So Willa ran out of canvases the other day. We have some on order. So she started picking out pieces of wood and painting on them. So again, this is acrylic on wood. And that's about 6 by 8 inches. This one's 11 by 14. This is another new one. It's called London, because the woman looks like a fancy woman walking through the streets of London. It's it looks like it's about 8 by 12 or 10 by 12. And again, it's acrylic on canvas. And then this one is another new one. It's called Shark. And if you have questions as to why things are called certain names, then feel free to chat Daphne and I'll I'll see if I can answer them later. So with the names that Willa puts on her paintings, they're not pretentious at all. You know, some people have these very outrageous names for their paintings, but Willa has a very matter-of-fact way about naming her paintings. So we're going to go into this next room here. This is the actual gallery, which we'll get through all of these in just a moment. So this one is new. I actually just put this online the other day. This one's called Blackout. Willa was painting this picture. It's an interpretive painting of one of her friends that she took a picture of. And as soon as she finished the painting, we had a blackout. So that's why it's called Blackout. And then this is one of Daphne's favorites. This one, oh, let me back up a second, because I'm supposed to detail every painting. This one is, I believe it's a 16 by 24, 18 by 24 acrylic on canvas. And there's actually a big paint stroke right into the eye, mimicking a teardrop. I don't know if that was the intention or what, but that's where it is. And so you can see Willa's pretty bold with some of her colors that she uses. This one's called Tess. This is one of Daphne's favorites. We just brought these ones here today to show. And it's interesting, when Willa would pick out toys from the toy store when she was a little kid, she would always look for one that was a little bit off. It wasn't perfect, and she wouldn't mind that we were paying full price for it. But she always had like a soft spot for the underdog. And I'm not sure if that's why like some of her paintings look unfinished or what, but pretty cool. Big bold strokes in this one. That one is called Tess. Again, that's an 18 by 24 acrylic on canvas. So Spot and Tess. And actually, before I go any farther, we always knew Willa was a little creative. She made this interesting comic book with her cousin when she was a little kid. But one day she came downstairs, and she's always loved horses too. And so she came downstairs with this horse, and it's about a 5 by 7. It's colored pencil on tan tone paper. And this was the first picture that she drew that we were just like, where did that come from? So from that point on, she's been doing hyper-realistic pet portraits on Instagram. She sells them all over the place, like New Zealand and stuff like that. So that's where her journey kind of started. And after American Pharaoh won the Triple Crown, she disappeared for a few minutes and then came out with a portrait of American Pharaoh. So this one is called The Staircase, and it's actually, she took a picture of her sister Livy in the staircase right here at the Playhouse when they were rehearsing one of the plays. And she painted this from it. And this is I would say it's 10 by 12 acrylic on canvas. And what I love about her brush strokes is that when you get up close, they don't make any sense. But when you when you back up, everything looks great. So I don't have the ability to think that way. So that's kind of her gift, is to just kind of go with it. Okay, another 18 by 24 acrylic on canvas. This one's called Spot. I'm assuming because there's a big white spot in her eye, but there's just some awesome detail in the skin tones towards the side. Almost looks like her face is on fire, lit up by some sort of light. So most of the new ones that we just saw weren't actually at the show. We just hung these today. So Staircase and Spot. And then we're gonna start over on this wall here. This was the original wall we hung for the Playhouse. And I'm gonna go into detail on these ones. This one is a 10 by 12 or 11 by 14 canvas, acrylic on canvas. It's called Eating Trees. So again, not pretentious with the naming of the pictures, just kind of what it would probably sound like, eating trees. And a lot of the portraits that Willa does, she'll just take pictures of people she's hanging out with, some of her friends, and then just go home and paint them. Some people may not even know that they're getting their picture taken, and then boom, there's the portrait. But again, you can't always tell who the person is, so that's kind of a good thing. Okay, then this one is Ella, another 11 by 14 acrylic on canvas, kind of a dark, moody portrait. Okay, now this one, it's called Roaring Twenties. In January, Willa was at a Roaring Twenties party off Cape, and she took a picture of this person from behind. I don't even know who the person is, but she came home and painted this. And this one is actually not available. It has been purchased, so. This one got a lot of inquiries though. And it just looks like very chaotic, organized chaos up close. But I love how she uses just radical brush strokes to accentuate highlights. And there's a lot of texture in the paintings too. With whatever brushes or knives she's using to paint with. There's one of her paintings that I heard her painting it in the other room because she was just she was being really aggressive with whatever she was using on the painting. And the next morning I went and I was just like, wow, this is unbelievable. And I asked her what she called it, and she just said it's called boredom and razor blades. So she was painting with a razor blade. She has another painting that is with someone else that she painted with her fingers and her toes. So she just can kind of turn anything into something. This is Natasha Bedingfield. I guess Natasha Bedingfield put out a new album this year. And so she painted the cover photo. And actually on Instagram, if you're on Instagram, there's a time-lapse video of her making this painting, which is kind of cool to watch. And this is a 12 by 12 acrylic on canvas. Daphne, tell me how we're doing on time too, so I don't go too slow or too fast.
It's 6:18.
Okay.
So you have a good
All right.
15 minutes.
Okay. This one's called Sarah Gets Set on Fire by a Rainbow. And she actually used a picture of her sister Livy for this one. So Livy's kind of prominent in some of her paintings because she uses her as reference photos. So that one is, I believe, 18 by 24 as well. And it's just very, very radical with the detail. Okay, now down below this, my arm's getting a little tired because I'm pulling it up high. This one is called Cross Hatching, acrylic on canvas. And so the paintings, they're very identifiable as far as that, for one, they're her paintings, but also that they're identifiable humans, but there's a lot of unstructured stuff too, like the hair just kind of floating out there, which is kind of one of Willa's signatures, that things aren't necessarily always connected. Okay, this one is called At Hannah's because she was at a friend's house and painted this one. I'm not sure if Hannah was the model or if it was just a picture of someone she saw that she liked. And then down below these paintings, These are new. Mark Delorier. You'll get a kick out of this. So we just picked up these blocks of wood from Mark Delorier the other day. He's a custom furniture builder. This painting the other day, Willa and I had taken a walk in the rain early this year, and I took a picture of this dock in Orleans on Pleasant Bay. And so she came down and she says, I painted you a present. It's the dock you took a picture of when we took a walk. And then she says, it's on a piece of wood, so if you don't like it, you can burn it. so she's so funny because, I mean, I think it's incredible, but she doesn't, make people feel like they have to put any worth into it. But I just love it. So that won't be burned. I'm not sure what the reference photo for this one was, but that's obviously a Cape Cod sunset. The one with the dock, Al, this one here is, I guess, the dock. We haven't named it yet. She literally just gave it to me the other day. So, but this one, and it's not for sale either. That one's my gift. So, this one of the sunset, like I said, I'm not sure where the reference painting was. These 5 paintings right here are brand new. But I just love what she did with the sky. It almost reminds me of a hydrangea bush petal for the sky. And then this is Fort Hill. That's one of the pictures I took at Fort Hill when we were there. And again, like the scenery just kind of like leaves, almost like you splashed the painting on there and that's where it ended. And then another sunset reference painting. And then this one is a little more abstract. But again, these are cool because you can either hang them on the wall or they're so thick they'll stand right up on a desk or something. Mahogany, and I guess that's pine. I'm not sure. Okay, so now this one is called And I Never Saw Her Again. And I think it's a 24 by 48. Pretty sure. And again, when I referenced the fact that Willa always looked for the toys that had a little bit of a scar on them, this is an interesting detail of this print, or this painting, because it has this big gash in it that Willa made, and then she repaired it. And I actually asked a gallery owner that came here to help me look over the paintings and appraise them, and he said, no, as long as she made the gash and she repaired it, then that's her artwork. So this is 100% Willa's original. And she didn't repair it in a way that she was trying to hide anything. It's all just the way it is. And the other cool thing about Willa's paintings is sometimes you can look at it several times and you'll find different faces. Like there's one there, and then the other one there, which are kind of obvious, and then the other one there. So sometimes you'll find more than just the obvious ones, but again, this one's called And I Never Saw Her Again. Okay, next we're moving over to Bat Ears, which Bat Ears is the name of it, acrylic on canvas, and this is 12 by 18. And it's pretty obvious why she named it Bat Ears. I'm not sure who the reference photo was. Maybe if Willa has any comments as far as like the reference photos. But just wild use of colors and black to just, I don't know. I'm not like an art critic, so I don't know exactly how to describe these other than she keeps surprising us with new stuff, and we love seeing her new artwork. So, and then this one, another 18 by 24. You Were on Vacation. She painted this while Daphne and I were away last year. I think last year.
I love that one.
Yeah. And again, I'm not sure who the reference photo is, but I just love the big swirls and it's almost like she was done with the face and she just kind of added these big brush strokes at the end to finish it off. But again, all the detail and shading with like organized chaos, I just have to say. Okay, then these two below here are, these are not new, but they're new to the show. This one, I think she called it Tiger.
I believe that one has some watercolor.
Yeah, this one, it's not technically watercolor, but what she'll do is she'll just dilute her acrylics and water them down. So she started this one with a pencil sketch and only painted what she wanted to paint in it. So that was kind of cool. And then, I don't know, maybe this one was Tiger, I forget. Okay, so those are two new ones we brought today just to hang on this show. Whoops, I just pushed over the cushion on the bench. Okay, so now on this back wall, these are some of my favorites. This one, okay, so if everybody wants to chat on the chat room instead of sending me text, that would be very helpful because they're showing up on my screen. So send the questions and comments to Daphne, that would be great, thanks. This is one of my favorites. It's called Wood Nymph, and I just love the low-key feeling about it, which is the the dark background and soft light on the face. And I'm gonna actually go around. I'm at the bar. We could all have wine right now, but since the academy's closed, we can't do that. But I'm right behind the bar here. And so here's some, again, like with the big globs of paint on the painting. So that's cool. And then I'm gonna skip this one for a second and go over to Doorway. This was, I think it was one of the actresses in one of the plays that Willa was in, just standing in the doorway. Willa took a picture of it, and this is what she came up with. And these two are 11 by 14, I believe, on canvas. And then this one back here, which I'm going to go back around the bar and show everybody the lovely flowers we got for the show. Okay, so this one is called Daydreamer. She asked friends on Instagram, and I think Libby ended up naming it. But she was hanging out with one of her friends, took this picture of her, and this is the end result. And this Daydreamer, I think, is 20 by 24 or thereabouts. I'm not sure exactly what size it is, but there's just so much going on in this painting. It's almost like the paint was thrown at the canvas and then kind of pushed around to make what she wanted of it. And then this one little splash of color, it's like a little rainbow on her eyelid.
Nice.
So that's one of my favorites. Okay, now this next wall, this is the last wall. This one is called Apple Pie. I forget the reason it's called Apple Pie. But again, faces without traditional backing or whatever. I mean, it's just this chaotic, scenic painting with a face plopped right on top of it, but somehow it works, and it's interesting. That's Apple Pie. That is 18 by 24, I believe. And then this one is called Cotton Balls.
Is that one sold, I think?
Yeah, somebody just expressed interest in it today. So we'll see if it's sold. But if somebody wants it, you guys can fight it out. So that's the smallest one here aside from the wood print, the wood paintings. This one's only about 8 by 10. So I think it's called Cotton Balls because either she used cotton balls to dab the watercolor on it. Okay. Okay. This one is it's called Jane's Favorite. And this is 24 by 36, I think. I should have measured all these beforehand. But again, like tons of faces in this one. And the reason it's called Jane's Favorite is because when the girls were in the Snow White play this spring, or this winter, I should say, the woman who played the older evil queen, this was her favorite. Her name was Jane. So that's why this is Jane's Favorite. And, you know, there's a couple hidden eyeballs, but not the rest of the face down here.
Nice. So nice.
More faces up here. Okay. And then this one is called Grocery Store Parking Lot. Okay, it says it's only 9 minutes left of the meeting. Grocery store parking lot. So that one, she just took a picture of the parking lot when she was at the grocery store waiting for Daphne to come out and painted that. That one's not available. It's already sold. And then this one, I'm just going to skip the name of it because it's named after a person. And we'll just leave that aside. So again, acrylic on canvas. She took a reference of somebody's photo that they posted on Instagram. That one is available. Okay, and then this one, Natasha Bedingfield was in the hospital with her son. Her son was in the hospital, so she was visiting her son in the hospital. And on the post on Instagram, you could see this view outside of the hospital window. And so Willa took this postage stamp size picture and did this city skyline. I think it was like California skyline. So that's that. It's called Natasha's Hospital Room. And that one is, I believe it's 12 by, I want to say 36. I don't think it's 48, 12 by 36. And then these two down here, these are examples of her hyper-realistic things. The Academy asked her during the Snow White play if she would draw some Disney princesses. So these ones aren't technically for sale because we can't sell them and make money off them because they're copyrighted individuals. But if somebody were to donate $100 to the Academy, they would have their choice of either one of these. So $200 donation would you'd be able to take both of them if you know a family who's really into Frozen like our kids are. But again, all the hyper-realistic shading, little freckles. So, okay, so we got a few more minutes left. I don't know if Zoom is going to allow us to go any further, but if anybody has any questions, Daphne, anything anybody wants to see again, or?
How often does she paint?
It's kind of sporadic. It could be a couple times a week, or she could go a week without maybe. She loves to read as well, so she might be engrossed in a book and not paint for a little bit, but.
How long does it take her to paint each painting?
Let's see. So this one here, like I said, there's a time lapse. So a couple hours for this one, which is 12 by 12. So it depends a lot. Let's see. So this one, which is much more detailed, probably took her much longer, a couple days maybe. She'll, the funny thing is sometimes she'll do a painting, like she's done several paintings this size, and then she may go and add like a whole new layer to it that just gives it a whole new dimension. I'm not exactly sure because we don't like watch her paint. She just kind of, when she was painting up in her bedroom, she would just paint and then just kind of walk through the living room with the painting under her arm and just put it in the gallery or our studio to dry.
We've got, how do you purchase the paintings?
No, Willa could probably tell you better. I don't know how to work with acrylic, so I don't know how you can, like how long it would take to paint something like this without making all the paint smear or whatever. So
We've got some people
What's
who
your
have
estimate,
joined
Beth?
late and they wanted to you to start at the beginning.
okay,
Did you hear me ask
so
how
we'll
do you,
do it.
I'm sorry. Did you hear me ask how do you purchase the painting? Someone asked that.
You can get in touch with us after the Zoom meeting. That would be fine. Okay, how old was she when she did the horse painting? Okay, so these are showing up. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to answer these. Okay, so we're starting back at the beginning. She was probably, what was it, 5 years ago? So she was probably about 15.
When
she
she
did the
was
horse-
14, she did the horse painting, and that's the first drawing that I knew something was going on, and that's the one I framed. She was 14.
Okay, so we're just going to do a quick run through for whoever came in late and wanted to start at the beginning. So these are all acrylic. The top one is acrylic on canvas, 24 by 36. The bottom right two are 11 by 14 or 8 by 12 acrylic on canvas.
And
Thank you, Jonathan.
someone asked, how much are the wood block paintings?
I don't know. We haven't we haven't actually set those. Those are brand new. She just painted them like 2 days ago. So if somebody's interested in one, let me know. Okay, so for the quick run through again, the one on the left here is called Blackout, and this is called Tess. And then we're going to come over to this wall. This is called Eating Trees. And again, if you missed the intro, she's not really into outrageous names. They're very matter of fact the way she names her paintings, but I think the paintings kind of speak for themselves with, without outrageous names. Ella is up above there. And then this one is not available. This one was actually purchased, which is called Roaring Twenties. How are we doing on time?
We've got 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Okay, let's see if they cut us off or not. While I'm going through these again for the latecomers, I just wanted to thank everybody again. If we get cut off and nobody's able to chat afterwards, then we really appreciate
we
this,
can't
'cause-
thank you enough.
Yeah.
We appreciate you taking time out of a very beautiful day to look at some of Willa's art. It means everything to us. So thank you so much.
And thank you for the invite.
Oh,
welcome.
Joy. I don't know how you got unmuted, but hey, how are you? Oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
and if somebody didn't hear me describe this one actually has a slice in it that Willa made and repaired as a part of the artwork. So that is, she used to choose toys at the toy store that had a little bit of something wrong with them because she felt bad for them and wanted to rescue them. So that's kind of coming through in some of her paintings.
Someone's asking where we are right now.
We are at the Academy Playhouse in Orleans, Massachusetts. And this is the art gallery in the lobby. So when people are down here buying drinks at intermission, they can look at artworks and purchase artworks. And
Willa, your works are beautiful from Val.
Oh,
thank you.
thank you so much.
They're fantastic.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I think everyone feels the same way. It's beautiful.
Okay, so her Instagram name, somebody just asked the Instagram names, is WKZ Pet Portraits. Those are for her hyper-realistic pet portraits, and WKJ Paintings on Instagram.
Oh, hon, you
And
know what? You can show them right on the screen, right over above the horse picture. It shows the
Okay.
her Instagram if you want, if that's easier for you.
So there are her.
Yes.
So everybody takes a screenshot of that real quick. Or you can email us and let us know.
That was Joy.
Okay.
Someone said we need to straighten one of the frames.
Oh, wow. Picky, picky, picky.
The gallery owner's opinion, he loved them. He thought they were great. And then I also, if everybody's heard of Karen North Wells,